Hello Internet, Johnny DL here. I'm going to be doing some stuff on the Khan Academy today, and showing off some of the things you can do with it, as well as um, showing off some of my math skills, fingers crossed. This is the dashboard, and this is where you usually get to when you log in. I haven't been on for some time, but as you can see, I've already done quite a lot of stuff on here. I'm going to take you first to the maths. Oh, can I remember what it is? Oh, it's been so long since I've been on here, it doesn't show up anymore. There used to be, if I can find it, a sort of map of the world of maths, and you could have a look at it from a Google Maps perspective. It doesn't appear to be in here anymore. Let's go home, see if I can find it another way. Mission maths. No, this is where I was before. This is going to get extremely annoying because stuff that I remember being here just isn't here. You can tell I haven't actually been on here for some time. Oh, and I've got the ice cream van in the background again. Never mind. It's not in any of those. It's got to be in this. Maths as a whole. Start your maths adventure. I wonder whether that's it. No, that's back to maths mission. We go round and round and round in circles. It used to be that there was a very useful tool where you could just browse the whole of maths in the form of a map, but it doesn't appear to be on here anymore. That's annoying. However, there are some things that I have now shown you inadvertently, like you can pick by subject and follow it through, and all the way through it allows you to track your progress by these blue lines. The blue lines tell you various different things, including not only how much you've practiced, but how much you've completed a certain topic. All of the play buttons are like videos, so you can watch videos, and all of the star buttons are activities. Now, obviously, I've watched some of these just because I wanted to see what they were like right at the beginning, and they're all really engaging. You can watch pretty much any of these videos without it being what have I clicked on? Without it being degrading in the slightest. Salman Khan, who makes the videos, is brilliant. And additionally, you've got these activities, and the activities just tell you, show you how good you are at a subject, and how much, and give you a chance to practice. So I've pretty much done all of arithmetic, addition, and subtraction, as well as quite a lot of the multiplication and division in terms of the activities. Actually, I think I've done all of multiplication and division in terms of activities. We'll go and see. Oh no, there's one at the bottom here that I haven't done yet. In which case, that might be a good place to show you how these work. You start off with after watching the videos, of course, because you can still watch the videos on the left hand side. Look, you can make you get asked questions, and you've got to answer 5 in a row correct, and it doesn't matter how many questions you attempt, as long as eventually you get 5 in a row correct. Now, this is a multiplication, and obviously all of these things are timed so that you know, so that it can tell you how good you are at answering these. But that doesn't bother me particularly because I'll do mastery challenges when I'm not recording, so that I can level up, for lack of a better term. Here we've got a very simple multiplication. That I say very simple. We've got a multiplication of two-digit numbers, and you're using the box multiplication method. In this case, it's I'm going to start at the bottom because it's just far easier to start with 2 times stuff. So 2 times 70 is 140, 2 times 3 is 6, and then you've got 3 times 40, which is 120, and finally 7 times 4, which is 28, and followed by 2 zeros. Now you add them up and you get 6 at the end. 4 plus 2 again is 6, and then you've got 1 plus 1 plus 8, which is 0, carry the 1, and then add 2 to it, so that's 3066. And check the answer, and it gives me a tick in that top corner, and move on to the next question. And these are, again, they're just the same question, the same sorts of questions over and over. Again, it's a plus 2 at the bottom, so I might as well start with that. Then it's a plus 8, so 8 times 30, well 8 times 3 is 24, so it's 240. 6 times 3 is 18 with 2 zeros on the end, and then add up the results. So again, that ends with a 6. You've got a 1 plus a 2 plus a 4 there, which is 7. You've got a 1 plus a 2 plus 8 there, which is 11, but we only need the 1, we carry the 1, and we've got a 1000 there to add it to, so it's 2176. Moving on, we have 34 times 58. Now this one's a little bit more tricky because there isn't just multiples of 2 here, so we'll do it from the top. 30 times 50 is 1500. The next one is 8 times 30, which is again 240. Then we've got 4 times 50, which is just 200. And finally we've got 8 times 4, which is 32. Now we add them up, and I always start at the end, at the lowest number because of carrying, and here we go, 1972. And we're now at 3 questions correct in a row. It wouldn't surprise me if I actually get one of these wrong because I'm recording it. Now let's start at the top again. So 20 times 50 is 1000. 20 times 6 is 120. 50 times 9, well 5 times 9 is 45 with a 0 on the end. And finally 9 times 6, which is 54. And then add them all up, which is 4, and then 5 plus 5 plus 2 is 12. We carry the 1. 1 plus 1 plus 4 plus nothing is 6, and then we have just the 1000. And we check the answer, and it's correct. And finally, fingers crossed I get this right and I don't have to redo it. We've got that 2 again, so we might as well do that, which is 100 for 50 times 2. Then we've got 7 times 2, which is 14. 6 times 5 is 30 with 2 zeros on the end. And finally we've got 6 times 7, which is 42 with a 0 on the end. And then add it up. 4, 1 plus 2 is 3, no carries, so 4 plus 1 is 5, and then finally the 3000, and check answer. So that's roughly how you do an exercise. When you get to the end of it, it tells you how many points you've earned for completing the task, what you've done in terms of questions and percentage that you've got right. Obviously, well, actually, this is a bit counterintuitive. You get more points for questions that you've answered correctly if you get some wrong occasionally, because you've got to answer more questions correctly, because you've got to do 5 in a row. If you get 4 in a row, 1 wrong, and then 5 in a row, you'll get 9 sets of points for questions. So there is a reward for carrying on with your practicing. I'm going to go back to the dashboard, which mission maths. Now, obviously, I talked about mastery challenges. Now, mastery challenges are for when you've done a skill. So you've started a skill, you've maybe practiced it, and you've waited 24 hours for your skill to come around into the mastery, because you can only go from practice to level 1 if you've waited 16 hours between exercises. You can only go from level 1 to level 2 if you've waited another 16 hours, and then finally from level 2 to completely master the skill if you wait another 16 hours. So you've actually got to practice on 4 different days in order to get a skill from nothing to mastered. So even if as I've just proved, I can do 2-digit times 2-digit multiplication, and talk through it, and do it in my head without writing anything down particularly, or at least I could have had those slots for numbers not been there, but the mastery challenges let you do those other things. So here we've got coordinate system. So this is a quadratic equation. Adjust the leading coefficient and vertex coordinates to make the blue parabola match the orange parabola. Now, I could just move these around willy-nilly until I get the correct answer, but because I've got to move this to here, I can think of it as moving that to that across and then down. So to move it across, because this is x squared plus x squared equals y, and we've got to move it to x squared plus 2, 2x, I think, plus 4x. I can't remember. I think it goes up anyway. Yeah, it's x squared plus 4x plus 4 moves it across that way. And to move the y up, we take away from y, so that effectively moves this orange parabola. What we're doing is we're matching this orange parabola, which should be at 0, which is moved down. I can't explain this particularly well, but I know it's a negative here, and it looks like a y equals x directly, rather y squared equals x parabola, relatively speaking. So I don't need to make it a much bigger curve or a much or an inverted curve or anything like that. So just check that answer, and that's correct. Oh, and it's already given me a cross for one. That's slightly annoying. I must have done one before and just cancelled it. So simplify the following expression. Well, it's minus 5p minus p. Well, that's minus 6p. So I might as well start with that. And there are no other terms in this other than that plus 10. So add plus 10. And it wants me to simplify it, so I might as well start with 10 rather than starting off with a minus, and check answer, and correct. Now fill in the blank to compare the mixed number fractions. Is one bigger than the other? Well, I can do this in a number of different ways, but I think the simplest way is to change this one, and I can get a scratch pad out and write it down. So this is 5 1/2, simplified down, and this is 40 over 8 plus 2 over 8, and I can say it faster than I can write it, and 40 over 8 is 5, and this is plus a quarter, so it's 5 1/4, which is bigger, 5 1/2 or 5 1/4. Well, 5 1/2 is bigger than 5 1/4, so I go 5 1/2 is greater than 5 1/4, and check the answer. Correct. Next we are at division with negatives. Well, we might as well cancel those negatives out because you're dividing a negative by a negative, so it's a positive answer, and the answer is 3 because 24 divided by 8 is 3. And we check this answer, and I think we've got 6 problems, so this is number 6. 3/8 plus 9/10. Well, I can do this in a couple of different ways, but I'm going to check the acceptable formats. It wants me to do it as a fraction or improper fraction, or a mixed number, or an integer. I can't do it in decimal, so there's no point me converting it to decimal. And I would assume it wants it as simple as possible, so I'm going to use the upside down picnic table for this. So I look at this and I go that 8, there's a factor of 2 in there already, and we just go 4 times 5 is 20, so if I get rid of that, well, 4 times 10 is 40 even, so the lowest common denominator is 40 of those two, so it's 40 on both sides, and then it's a matter of working out what we've done. So we've times this one by 4, so we've got to times the top by 4, which is 36, and we've times the other one by 5, so we've got to times the top by 5, which is 15. 15 plus 36 is 51, so it's actually 1 and 11 40ths, but we might as well just do 51 over 40 and check the answer, and that is correct. And this will tell me my what I've gone up. I must have done adding and subtracting vectors in rectangular form before, and I got it wrong, so it stayed as practiced and didn't go down. Parabola intuition, yeah, that was all about intuition, as you can tell from my talking through, so that going from needs practiced to mastered, because I haven't actually touched on that subject at all before, so it's gone. I've learnt it somewhere else, and I can do it without needing to do any of the other things on the site. I've done combining like terms, which was already mastered, but it was just double checking, because it's always good to double check that you know something, and make sure that it wasn't a fluke. So checking those things, and again, and as you move down, you can see this went from practiced to mastered, because it's something that I could do, and I could do it within a specific time. I went from mastered to mastered, and then finally adding fractions went from practice to mastered, and you can see how those things go up. Now you can see that my skill points went up, and I've got badges and stuff. That just means that that just shows how much effort I've put in over the course of the 2.5 years that I've been at this. It shows you my badges, which show sort of my progression and what I've managed to earn. So Picking up steam, that's for doing stuff in a limited time. Making progress, which I can't remember. Oh, achieve mastery in 7 skills, which is a relatively easy one to do. Achieve mastery in 3 skills, you've got to do that before you do the one before. I think this is the meteorite badges. All of these are pretty easy to get if you just practice and practice and practice, and do maybe an hour or 2 a day. Moving up, you've got the moon badges, which are a little bit harder. Hard at work is mastery in 25 unique skills. Now that is quite an achievement. 10 to the 5th, that's 100,000 energy points, so you can see how these are really an order of magnitude more difficult than the meteorite badges, and they go into specifics of possible badges, and all these possible badges have points that you can earn associated with them. But I say all of them. If they have points associated, then it displays them. And this is all the badges with the ones that I haven't got at the bottom, so that I can see what I can aim towards. And the ones at the top are just the badges that I've earned, so that I've got a quick overview of those. Now the Earth badges are again even harder. I've got one of those, which is the workhorse, 50 unique skills, and there are plenty of others that I could get. A 10,000 year clock, which is watch part or any video or work on any skill for 100 consecutive days. I haven't done that, and I've been on here for quite some time now. But I check in now and again just to make sure that I'm doing stuff. Then badges, the sun badges, these are more and more much more difficult. Mastery in 100 unique skills, and it just goes up to 500 unique skills in 50 skill increments, and then you've got questions and discussions. Black hole badges, which it doesn't actually tell you what these are for, which is really annoying, because I'd really like to be able to work towards them, but my guess is that these are rewards for doing something really impressive over a lot of time, and then there are badges for completing various sections. So as you saw, I completed the mathematics and addition section of arithmetic, so I earned that skill set as a badge, and there are some that are retired, like I did telling time way back when, so that's nearly 2 years old when I did that, because I was planning to do absolutely everything at the time, and I just wanted to start at the top of the map and work down. And how much time have we got on? As you can see, I'm working on Hypercam. I don't know whether it tells me anything here. No, it doesn't actually tell me, so I can't tell how long I've been working on this. I'm gonna, in which case, I'm gonna end it here for now, and I'm going to do some. I am going to do some more on the Khan Academy. If you would like to join, I am a coach. If you would like to join my my classes, I say my classes. I don't actually teach, but if you'd like to be part of one of the videos about coaching, I'm going to put my class code in at the bottom, and I'll show you how. I will need a lot of people to take part so that I can show how the statistics work, because and I want you to also volunteer to do it, because I don't want to just go with people that I've used before and reveal names, and it's just far easier if you guys who want to sign up to my class and get a chance to show off. And don't be surprised if during that episode of the Khan Academy and me showing that off, some of you get assigned work to do. It'll actually be quite interesting to see how good the mathematics of the people who watch my videos is, and whether you'd be interested in finding out some of the more theoretical maths that I do, and showing some of that off. So that's it for today. As I said, the coach code is in the bottom of the in the bottom bar. I'll also add some other stuff there, like Ask FM, my email address, and what else was there? Twitter, obviously. Comment, rate, subscribe. I'm going to be doing a lot more stuff on skills that I have, including the Khan Academy. Hopefully, I'll show off my programming skills with this, because there is a computing section. If I can, I will find that the mathematics sort of map, but it doesn't seem to be there anymore. And I'll show off some more things using the Khan Academy, because it's a really useful tool, and I think that everybody who uses it will get something out of it. So we'll leave it there for today. Johnny DL out.